Hey guys, it's me, Kisame Unlimited.
And Yama.
And in this video, I'm doing another big Yugituber battle. I was supposed to upload one last week, but it was between me and Yugimation, as you can tell with the title of this video. The big problem was Yugimation only was able to use Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I also have Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro because of him, but I never used Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. So I saved all the duels that we had to only come to the realization that the replays did not save and such short notice because I kind of edit the videos on the day they're supposed to be uploaded. So I was put in a very difficult situation knowing that they were supposed to be there and they weren't. So I had to reduel Yugimation for another chance at like the big Yugituber battle. So it's like, yet again, this is the second game that I have to show, which is basically me versus Yugimation. If you would like to see me duel other Yugitubers, don't forget to like the video. The other one did amazing. You guys liked it all the way up to 1,000 likes, which is something that me and Spidey, when we see, we know the segment is going to be very, very successful. So I'm not going to give you guys a cap that I want you to really hit in the likes, but you guys did amazing before, and like the video. If you even get me up to 600, I'd be very happy. But go as high as you can, because it just shows me how much you care, and I was very eager to do this again. So right now I'm going second. I won the rock paper scissors. Now I am using Frog Monarchs. Frog Monarchs, I have a lot of confidence in, and I really like them. And the funny thing was going into this game, last time in the other duel that me and Yugimation had, Yugimation used Skull Servants, the Lightsworm Skull Servant variant, which actually he plays Skull Servants, but not with the Lightsworm variant.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. And I don't want to insult anybody if I say my say on it, but all I think about when I think of something where it's like every card you go to the graveyard, I like to do it in a way where it looks like I know what I'm doing. It's not that like I think that he doesn't know what he's doing or people that do it don't know what they're doing. It's just I don't like the fact that I get to sit down on my ass and click one button and then 5,000 cards go to the graveyard and I win. I just don't like that. I like to be able to say like, here's Unizombie, here's this card, here's that card. I don't like to, I mean, I'm new to the game and I'm not very good at it either, but you know what?
Well, in my opinion, I've seen the style of Skull Servants and Lightsworm mix before. It's topped before. It's a pretty.
But it's so obvious why it does good, and that's I think that's why I don't like it, because I feel like it's very like you lay a Lightsworm on the field, which are very good already, and then when all these cards go to the graveyard, one of them is bound to summon King of the Skull Servant, and you just I don't know. I just don't like it.
Well, you want to know why? Well, the thing is, it's a very Lightsworm has been branched out for many long time periods, saying that it was a very sacky deck from the beginning. Well, mainly due to Judgment Dragon, but Skull Servant is more like you dump all the things to the graveyard, all the little skulls, and then they get 1,000. He gets 1,000 for each. But yeah, the biggest problem for me, because in this game, me and Yugimation, Yugimation originally asked me if he wanted to use his, I think like the Hazy Beast, or yeah, I think it was Hazy Beast, because that's like what he's mostly known for. But Yugimation was in that big Yugituber tournament. Yet again, I wasn't a part of that because nobody seeks me out. But I wanted to get my crack at a lot of Yugitubers and duel them, so I wanted to do that. So that's why I've been doing this. But since the last duel that we had that wasn't saved, that we weren't able to show, I used Frog Monarchs and he used Skull Servants. So since I knew his deck and he knew mine, it was a little unfair for me personally to go into a different deck that would hurt Skull Servants or a deck that he would use to hurt Frog Monarchs. So I decided that
technically I won't even like, and this is another thing about me, I don't like to call decks that have mixed cards a type of deck. Like that I wouldn't call Skull Servants. I wouldn't even call it Lightsworms. That's the thing. I don't like
well, you know what people do?
Then there's like 19 of one card, and then one card from another deck, and then you call it Skulls. I don't like that. I just feel like it's I don't know. That's just the way I like to play.
People do that for one reason. People either do one of two things. Either they mix the names together and call them like Swarm Skulls,
Light Skulls, Light Servants.
Yeah, they'll call it like something like that.
Didn't you say it's called Chaos or something like that?
Well, this is a form of Chaos. If he played Blackluster Soldier or Chaos Sorcerer, then it's technically class. It's
Chaos.
it's chaos related, but I don't think he did that. But if you play light and dark, it could be counted as chaos or twilight. But the one thing is, you see, for me, I was put in a very difficult situation in this game, because the reason why is that if you have to say what's better, Frog Monarchs or Skulls, because Skull Servants have gotten a boost thanks to Nightmare, Unizombie, all these cards little by little have boosted them. I've noticed that because you've also picked up Skull Servants. The only difference between Yugimation's build and your build is that you play no Light Swarms and he plays that.
I try to stay pure to the whole dark
and Needle's Nest that knocks everything to the graveyard.
Yeah, that's another thing where it's like I don't
keep forgetting that card's in that.
I don't want to insult anybody with it, but I just feel like it reminds me of that episode of South Park, if anyone's seen that, where that World of Warcraft guy was sitting on his ass clicking buttons with his mouth wide open drooling. I just feel like it's like so easy.
Well, if I was you, I'd be a little bit more easy and laid back, because you never know. But people are very critical.
That's how I feel.
I mean, that's fine. Trust me and Spidey do it all the time. But
I mean, I'd say it. I don't want to insult anybody, and I don't think I'm better than any. And I even said it. I think it's a fine thing to use. I just don't like it because I just feel like
it's called Needle Nest.
I feel it's too easy.
Well, I mean, like, because you want to know what it is. A lot of people consider decks like Light Swarms like a luck-based deck, because you can't guarantee what you mill. And most of the time,
I mean, I like them. I think they're really cool, but I like them pure Light Swarms.
I do too. I'm not gonna lie, but that's what you say. It's like most of the time you say like you like pure variants.
I like
pure variants.
I don't mind mixing things, but that's why I like the pure build. Like the Monarch Frog thing, I don't mind that, but it's not what I would do. Like the Light Swarm Skull Servants, I don't mind it, but I wouldn't do it.
Oh, sorry for that pop-up ad. I basically had nothing to show, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get screwed over because all my pop-up ads are gonna happen because this is a replay. But basically, I'm just trying to hold him off. But the biggest problem with Frog Monarchs is that when you put these two decks together, Frog Monarchs is the type of deck that runs no protection. Frog Monarch's form of protection is stuff like Tragodia, Gores, I don't know, Maxi to hinder plays, and maybe Gotchi in defense mode. Most of the time, that's what Frog Monarch players rely on. And maybe Rainbow Karibo if you fancy. But you want to know something? It's like a deck like that has no safety. And Skull Servants, or like a Skull Variants, if you get hit by a King of the Skull Servants with 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 damage, and it hits a Monarch, I'm gonna take almost all my life points all in one shot.
Yeah, probably take like 58,000 or some shit.
Yeah, but you want to know something? Like the big thing is for me, it's like in this turn, I was already like, okay, I'm basically wasting my Monarch and just have to hope for a top deck that I could get around it. But Needle's Nest, being able to dump a Mizuki randomly, hopefully most of the time, and I'm pretty sure while dueling him, he had 3 Mizukis, and I was very, very afraid because I said to myself, if he just dumps a Mizuki and just brings back anything, I can't protect against that. I don't have that kind of protection. Even I was debating even going into the Ghost Strike Angel, because I was saying to myself, maybe I should just go in on a safer road and go into Slacker Magician, but I did not want to go in such a defensive road because I couldn't risk just getting stomped on so quickly, because Light Swarms are a very, very fast deck. And as a person that has played Light Swarms, I know that you have to make the big moves when they count in the beginning of the game, because if you let them dump everything, their hand, their strategy exists purely in the graveyard, and if you let that happen, you are put in such a situation where you're gonna lose, and I didn't want that to happen. But at this point, he was already dropping Maxi against me, and I saw he was gonna get pluses. I already said to myself, maybe I know he's gonna attack me directly, but let me just see what he has. And then I noticed I attacked into a white prince, and I said, oh god, he has more attack points. Fuck. But the one thing is, deep down, I'm not gonna lie, I originally, for a very, very, very long period of time in my head, has thought that Skull Servants were a very, very bad deck. Even when they were included with Light Swarms. I saw them top, and I was honestly not impressed. But he picked them up as one of the very first decks that he liked.
Because I remember I loved Skull Servant a long time ago when I first, because I'm pretty sure he was like one of the first cards to come out, wasn't he?
Yes,
he like the first
Skull Servant was one of the very first cards to come out. And he was probably he was maybe the weakest monster that ever came out.
Yeah, I think it said he was or something like that. I don't know. All I remember is having it and I loved it because I just loved skeletons and all that stuff. But yeah, and then I said I really wanted to play it, and he was convincing me. He was like, don't do it, they're really bad. And I was like, I really want to do it. And then at one point I went along and I did it all myself, and I actually really think I did it well, and I liked it. But I liked it without the Light Swarms, just because that's the way I like to play it. Like, I liked it without Light Swarms and other additional things, and I made it very specific to the way I like to play.
Well, overall, in the back of my head, it's like, I like them. I like Skull Servants. I feel like they're interesting, and to be honest, if it wasn't for me knowing you, but if you ever told me tomorrow that you were gonna drop the Skull Servant deck that you have in real life, and that you had your fun with it, and you were gonna move on, I probably, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie.
Steal from me?
No, I'm not gonna steal. But I would pick them up.
Why don't you play them now?
Because I'm the kind of person where deep down, as weird as it sounds, I don't like to share decks. I'm the kind of person where it's like, I like to play a deck that nobody I know is currently playing.
You can play it different than me, though.
That's true, but
like he did. You can put the Light Swarms in there or something like that.
Well, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want to just have it my own way, and that's fine, but I don't know what I want to do. But personally, it's like one of the decks that I think I'm going to personally play in next format is I'm going to probably, I don't want to say this because I don't want to put this into people's heads right now for the 6 Bet Pain Challenge, but I might be playing Sylvan's next format. Sylvan's is a deck that I do like. I'm not doing very good with it, and I'm not crazy about it, but right here, I decided that I just want to end the game, and I just basically quit. I knew I was going to lose, so I told him, good game. I was like, because I'm genuine, I'm nice, and I'm humble when I lose, even though I'm very, very, very competitive. Very competitive. So, I lost the first game, and getting into the second game, I was already getting ready, but me and Yugimation made a deal that we were both not going to side deck. To be honest, I'm not a very big side decking player. I've never been. So, while getting into the actual game itself, we both agreed in the beginning of it that we both weren't going to start, and we were just going to take our decks as is and not be like in like a tournament shit and have like really professional duels, just a laid back duel between me, Underground, and him being Yugimation, and we were just going to lay back and have fun. So he was going in with Unizombie, and I was like, no Light Swarms. I was just like, okay. I wanted to see where he was going with this. And he sent 2 White Princes to the grave, so he already could bring out a King of the Skull Servants with like 6,000, and I needed to make
he had a White Prince in his hand, right?
I think so.
I always do that with Unizombie. I send the one from my hand and the one from it's when you draw Unizombie and a White Prince, and then you just feel like...
And I felt so upset with myself because I said to myself, I'm like, I don't even think I could kill fucking Unizombie. And I could have probably played Dark Dust Spirit, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to put myself in that position. And leaving a Unizombie on the field for your opponent for another turn,
it's horrible.
It's one
You're not allowed to let them do that. That's the ultimate sin.
Yeah. To do that to a fucking Skull Servant player is basically just saying, GG, bro.
It's saying make a play. Like, here, do something.
But I don't, like, right here, like, Yugimation was probably just, like, considering the move and how you wanted to probably OTK me. But
what Light Swarms does he have in there? Lila, Raiden, I saw.
Lila, Raiden, and I think that's it. I don't think he played Lumina. I don't think he played any of the others. I think he just wanted,
Well, how many did he put? Like 3 of each?
No, I don't think so.
Then that's not so bad.
But
I just remember you showing me someone that had like 12 Light Swarms.
Well, you want to know
2
why?
Radiant White. Like
well, you see, the difference is, you see, for someone to play Skull Servants and mix in the Light Swarms, you have to sit down at the end of the day and say, how do I want to win this game? And
well, you have to say how much attack points you want fucking King of the Skull Servants to have.
Yes, but I noticed that he played 3 Skull Servants, 3 Lady in Whites, 3 White Mares, like 3 King of Skull Servants.
Well, White Mare is amazing. He's great.
Yeah, but when you're playing 3 White Princes, he also played 3 White Princes.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. Well, that means he was playing 3 Skull Servants too, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise the effect won't go up.
So right here, he was trying to go for game, but I had Battle Fader, and I said to myself, let me just, I'll have Battle Fader, let him bring out the best of the best, let him try to go for game, and I'll stop it. And then maybe worst case scenario, I'll Dark Dust Spirit him, and I'll take care of everything. I just hope that he doesn't play any back row, and since he's playing a deck that doesn't really have to rely on back row, I should be pretty good. So I dropped Battle Fader here, and I was basically just trying to just save myself as long as I could. Remember, I said that this was the game that I needed to turn it around, that I would get into the game 3 and hopefully win 1, and then hopefully win the next game right after. So right now I was debating my combo because I said to myself, there's a lot I could do and I'm in a very difficult situation. So how could I turn this around and win? I think under pressure, I basically said Dark Dust Spirit. Dark Dust Spirit has to fucking come out on the field and just fucking nuke the field. If he nukes the field, I'll deal with it later. But the biggest problem for me was that I had no protection afterwards. But afterwards, I really didn't have anything of protection. I was very nervous. So I said to myself, I could probably go for Gotchi, leave myself some kind of wall that I know King of the Skull Servants can't break, and I'll try to come up with something, and maybe I get a Caius, banish his bitch ass, and fucking try to move on. So I said screw Mobius, because I know that he doesn't play any trap cards in the deck outside of Breakthrough Skill and Needle's Nest, and I could just protect myself and just hope for that. But I said, regardless of whatever happens, I know I'll survive a few turns. And I was just holding it off, and I said, okay, well, let's see what he can do. But, well, you guys watch, because I'm sorry that these duels are very long, but the reason why is because they're live duels. Most of the time you see recorded replay duels, and those are very different from this, but me and Yugimation had no other way of dueling each other, and I felt like it was selfish that you guys weren't able to see it, and I really, really wanted to.
And you did originally save them.
Yeah, I saved them.
Stupid thing just didn't save it.
Yeah, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro was fucking retarded and wasn't able to.
Well, didn't you do it on Dev Pro one time? Not with him, but like with someone else, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Save.
Well, you want to know what happens is I feel like every time when Dev Pro would update, all the other replays become like.
Every time both of them update, everything is
so right here, I was saying he's gonna go for Castle, attack me directly, and Yugimation got this. But Yugimation didn't make it very far in the Yugituber tournament because he was a very, very good player to begin with. So right here, I'm bare and I have no protection at all, and I know I'm just gonna get attacked. I don't know if he was afraid of Gores or what he was planning, but I noticed that he had White Mare and that he was going to bring back his stuff and bring back Lady in White, and he had a King of the Skull Servants with 8,000 damage. Okay, so that's pretty much the game I have with me versus Yugimation. I had a lot of fun doing it. The other duel that...
It's always fun to see Skull Servants being used.
But if you guys would like to know about the old duel that we had, the other duel that we had, I won the first round, and then he won the second round, and then he won the third round. So he won the last one. I wish I had that one shown, because at least it showed me...
It was a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, because it was a 2 out of 3, and it looked like it went both ways. Yet again, it was a bad matchup for me, but whatever. I couldn't really do anything about it. So if you guys do not know who Yugimation is an animator on YouTube that does Yu-Gi-Oh! Only Yu-Gi-Oh! Related videos so far, pretty much. I know he's done a few spin-off things, but if you guys would like to check him out, he does animations about the ban list, and he does a whole bunch of intros.
And they're really funny.
And he is very looked up in the Yugitube community. I'll leave a video of Yugimation's here somewhere so you guys could check out Yugimation, check out his channel, subscribe to him. He was in another Yugituber tournament before this one. Well, this wasn't a Yugituber tournament, it was just a duel between me and him. you guys have 2 weeks to show me that you want the segment to be continued, and you will see more videos from us in the future. And like I said, like the video and check out Yugimation. He's probably, I have his link probably like all over the place, probably in the description below as well. And yeah, subscribe to him, subscribe to us. Hopefully you enjoyed this and would like to see more. Sorry if this video was a little long. I know that it was.
It's probably going to be extremely long.
Yeah, it was probably a 20-minute video, and they're probably like, why is this so long? This is probably going to be big, long.
It's going to be worth it.
But Yugimation deserved to win. He was a very good sport. He dueled me again.
And it was a really well-built deck, the way he played it. It was really cool.
People in the beginning, they were like, you talk shit. No.
Oh, no, me. Yeah, no, everything. I didn't like it. But that's me. I don't like to do that. But I'm not saying it was bad.
All right. So, see you guys later. Have a good day. And don't forget to check out our videos. We upload every Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And subscribe.